Whether you're thinking about buying your first home or still weighing whether renting makes more sense right now, the answer will look different for everyone. It depends entirely on your specific numbers, your market, and your timeline. This is the buy versus rent calculator. It's a free tool designed to show you the true financial outcome of both paths side by side. Let's walk through every section so you know exactly what to enter and what the results are telling you. Step 1 is where we set your timeline and assumptions. These 4 inputs form the foundation of everything the calculator computes. The first slider is years to compare. This is set to 7 years by default, and you can drag it anywhere from 1 to 30 years. Think honestly about how long you plan on renting. The shorter your timeline, the more renting tends to win. The longer you stay, the more buying builds an advantage. This single input has more impact on the results than almost anything else you'll enter. Next is the annual home appreciation, the average rate at which your home's value grows each year. You can adjust this between 0 and 12%. If you're in a high demand area, you might push this higher. If the market feels uncertain, keep it conservative. Then we have the annual rate increase. This defaults to 3% and represents how much rent is likely to climb each year. It may feel small, but compounded over 7 or 10 years, a 3% annual increase adds up significantly. This field makes sure the renting scenario doesn't stay frozen at today's rent. It grows realistically over time. The last field in step 1 is your gross monthly income. This is used specifically to calculate your housing to income ratio, which you'll see in the results section at the bottom. Enter your monthly income before taxes. If you have a co-borrower or a partner, combine your incomes here. Now, step 2, the home purchase price. Enter the price of the home you're considering. If you're not targeting a specific property yet, use the median home price in the area you're exploring. Every other buying calculation flows right from this number. The down payment field gives you 2 options. You can either enter it in as a percentage of the home price or toggle over a flat dollar amount. The calculator converts between the two in real time. Use whichever format matches how you're thinking about your savings. Now, if the down payment number feels out of reach, don't let that stop you from running the full scenario. There are numerous first-time home buyer grants or grants in general and assistance programs available at the federal, state, and local level that can cover a significant portion of your down payment, and in some cases, all of it. Virginia Housing, for example, offers a down payment assistance program specifically for first-time buyers in this market. Programs like these exist to bridge exactly this gap, and they're more accessible than most people realize. If you want more information on what grants you could potentially qualify for, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll put you in touch with a lender that can run the numbers and the grants and opportunities for you. This defaults to 6.75% and can be adjusted between 3 and 12%. Enter your current pre-approval rate if you have one. If you haven't spoken to a lender yet, use today's going rate as your starting point. If you have any questions on that, just reach out. The loan term gives you 3 options: 30-year, 20-year, and 15-year. The 30-year is selected by default. A shorter term means a higher monthly payment, but significantly less interest paid over the life of the loan. Try switching between them to see how your results change. The property tax rate tab. This one's also pretty important. Property tax rate defaults to Stafford County, which is where I operate out of frequently. If you're looking in a different county or city, update this to match your local rate. In Northern Virginia, property tax rates typically range from about 0.85 to 1.15%, depending on the jurisdiction. Your county's website will have the exact current rate. If you need more information on where to find that, let me know. Next up, we have maintenance and insurance. Maintenance and insurance is expressed as an annual percentage of the home's value. This is one of the most underestimated costs of home ownership. It covers routine maintenance, unexpected repairs, and homeowners insurance. The calculator bakes this in so your buying cost is more realistic. Up next, you have buyer's closing costs. It's also entered as a percentage. These are the upfront costs you pay at settlements, such as lender fees, title insurance, prepaid interest, and escrow setup. For most purchases in this market, budget somewhere between 2 and 4% of the loan amount. Seller's closing costs covers what you pay when you eventually sell the home. This is important because the calculator factors in your exit costs when determining your net worth at the end of the timeline. It's a realistic detail most calculators skip. Step 3 is the renting side. Monthly rent is what you're currently paying or what you'd expect to pay for a comparable property in the area you're evaluating. Keep this honest. If you're comparing renting versus buying a similar home, make sure the rent reflects that quality and location. Renter's insurance is the monthly cost of a renter's policy. It's typically between $15 and $30 a month and is included here to keep both sides of the comparison accurate or as close as possible. Step 4 is a toggle that's super important. It's a toggle that most calculators don't include, and it changes the results significantly. The question it answers is this: if you choose to rent instead of buy, what happens to the money you're not spending on a down payment and monthly ownership costs? If you select Rent or Invest Savings, the calculator assumes the renter puts that down payment to work in the market on day one and continues investing any monthly savings. The difference between what owning would cost versus what renting costs at the annual investment return rate shown below. You can adjust that rate with that toggle between 0 and 15%. The default is 7%, which reflects a reasonable long-term market return. This is the most financially optimistic scenario for renting, and it's the fairest apples-to-apples comparison. Now, if you select Renter does not invest, that money is treated as spent. No portfolio, no compounding. This scenario typically favors buying, and honestly, it reflects the reality for most renters who don't redirect their savings into investments. Toggle between the two options and watch the results shift. The difference is often dramatic. Now let's look at what the calculator produces. The results panel appears after 7 years, or whatever timeline that you've set. At the top, you'll see two numbers: the estimated net worth for the buyer and the estimated net worth for the renter, one on top of the other. The buyer's number reflects home equity after accounting for selling costs. The renter's number reflects their investment portfolio if they choose to invest, or 0 if they did not. Below that, you'll see the monthly mortgage, principal, and interest statement. Your base mortgage costs before taxes and insurance. You'll also see the total cost difference between the two paths and the net worth advantage, which tells you by how much one path comes out ahead over the chosen timeline. The total cost breakdown section gives you an itemized view of every dollar spent on each path. On the buying side, that includes your down payment and closing costs, your mortgage payments over the full timeline, and the running total of taxes, maintenance, and insurance. On the renting side, it shows total rent paid, your renter's insurance, and if investing, the growth of your portfolio over time. The final section is the rent to purchase estimate. This is a tool within the tool. It takes your current monthly rent and works backwards to estimate what home price that payment could support as a mortgage, using the rate and down payment you've already entered. It shows you the estimated purchase price your rent could carry, the required down payment in dollars, the estimated loan amount, and the full monthly PITI. That's principal, interest, taxes, and insurance combined. It also shows you the housing to income ratio based on the gross monthly income you entered in step 1. The ratio itself turns green if you're under the recommended 28% threshold and red if you're over it. This is a fast, honest gut check on affordability before you ever sit down with a lender. At the very bottom is a home value projection, what the home you're considering would be worth at the end of your timeline, based on the appreciation rate you entered. Every number in this calculator is an estimate, and every situation is different. The goal here isn't to make the decision for you. It's to give you the real numbers so you can make a confident, informed decision. Play with the inputs, change the timeline, adjust the home prices, try different rates. The more scenarios you run, the clearer your picture becomes. When you're ready to talk through what your numbers mean for your specific situation in Virginia, hit the schedule a free consultation button at the bottom of the page and let's map out the right path together. The math doesn't lie. Now you have it.